welcome to Craft House. How is your day thus far? Go on, tell me. All right. Good. I'm glad. I reckon I can boost it. Because today we have got for our fabulous craft house a selection of nature-inspired treats, most certainly going to make you smile. We have got a sale on as well, which I'll tell you more about in a moment. And we have got Debbie on with us today, who's just grabbing some inspiration to show you. Oh, there's lots to show, isn't there?
There is tons to show. I was just grabbing all my cards, sorry. I were expecting to come to me in a few minutes because I was like, I'll just get a few bits out to show you. But it's all about nature's, it's all of our nature's garden ranges that we've got on the show tonight. Craft House, obviously, Saturday night. It's a nice, relaxed, chilled. It's lovely. We've got loads of gorgeous items, loads of lovely collections. Give me a couple of more minutes, Becky, and I'll have a few to show you.
We have got loads and loads and loads of goodies indeed. Let me tell you one that we've got. It is a super saver. Today, how do you feel about things with wings? Because if you are inspired by the likes of butterflies, dragonflies, birds, then I've got a saver and an R for you. Let me show you this collection. We are bringing to you selections of dies. Now, just to let you know, in case you are new, I'm going to classify this as one item, even though, as you can see, there are 3 dies within this. So that's one item. We're bringing to you dragonflies as well in there. Lovely cut out, these ones. Really nice open wings, so it's great if you want like a stained glass window idea. I have got for you here a cut and emboss folder. So this means with one pass through your machine, you get this textured design with wings that lift. I've also got another butterfly design here. This is from the lovely Sharon Callis. This is Butterflies and Blooms. We're bringing it to you here today. 20 pieces in this one alone. So just to give you an idea, these are all the dies that match up beautifully with the stamps to give you a professional finish every single time. I'm also going to bring to you another Sharon Callis as well. This is from your Heartfelt Greetings, and this one is Sending Blessings. So you're going to run this through, cut that out, and you get a standalone design where you can put butterflies on either side with the stamp included. I've got your lovebirds. Ooh! The lovebirds here, as you can see, are dancing, and this is like a kinetic card, okay? So the lovebirds actually hang from the card, so it's movement. So when someone opens it, you've got that lovely added element to it. I've got your beautiful collection as well in here. Another one for you that cuts and embosses at the same time. I'm also bringing to you your In Flight. This is your vintage butterfly. We had the lovely Gilmore on earlier on, who was doing a craft along with the vintage butterfly collection, the papers. This would be great for that. And it is a 3D embossing folder. And then I've got for you a massive 6x6 paper pads, loads of different designs, loads of different colours, and all beautiful to work in with this collection. Now just bear in mind again, I am counting each of these items as one item, even though like this one has 20 pieces in it. I'm going to count that as one item. Today, if you're in the US, it's about $4.44 per item, or if you're here in the UK, it's about £3.33 per item, which is astonishing for the amount you're getting, the quality you're getting, the lastability you're getting. The only consumable in this is the paper pad, and we all know how much they can be. This embossing folder is £16 by itself. Today, the whole collection for you at an absolutely stellar drop-down deal. If you do want to seize the moment on this because you're inspired by nature, now is most certainly your chance. Maybe you've already got some of these items. Let us know which ones you've got or which ones you love. And don't forget, say for example, you already own, I don't know, this one and this one, but you don't the rest. You're still making a saving. give these to your mates. Sell them on. We have got loads and loads of other goodies coming up for you. And speaking of one goodie, we've got our goodie 2 shoes. Rachel in with us today on social, so do feel free to get in touch. There's lots of you already messaging in, which is fabulous to see. If you are in the mood for some goodie demos, then you're definitely in the right place too, because we've got Debbie with us.
Yay! And our lovely social superstar, Rachel. She really is a superstar, she is. I'm going to show you what we've got on the show. So the Nature's Garden themes, we've got lots of the collections, loads of different things there for you that'll tickle each fancy and cater for every budget. So I'm going to start with the sunflowers. Now, in my craft along, I absolutely use some of these sunflowers in this collection. I adore this one that Sean's done. It's absolutely beautiful. I love the idea of having something with a little bit of depth to it as well and a bit of construction. But it is all about those beautiful, inspiring sunflowers. Again, beautiful papers in here, gorgeous collection. And as you can see with these 3 samples, absolutely loads of crafting potential that you can do with these. They're absolutely beautiful. One of my favourite collections that we've done to date, I love the gnomes, I'm not going to lie. I love the Christmas style ones. These are our summer gnomes. And I adore both him and her. And their caravan of love too, because it really is a stunning collection. I adore this. Lots of fun can be had with this Nature's Garden collection, but absolutely a lovely set. And if you've never seen it before, I'm doing it again, Becky. I keep throwing that tape all over the floor. It's been all over the place today. Another gorgeous collection, and we're going to be kick-starting tonight with the gorgeous Hummingbird. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful collection from the vellums to the elements that are in this, and I'm going to show you my little take on what we've got with that kit. But I just want to show you a few of the fabulous samples that our design team have done for us, showing you that graceful hummingbird, and it really is beautiful. Lots of pretty elements in this one as well. So that's the hummingbird covered. So what else do we have on? Farmhouse, lovely farmhouse collection. Again, a very rustic feel to this one, a real nature's inspired collection, and I'm just going to show you a couple of those samples there, because we've also got one final collection in the form of the Secret Garden. Lovely magical secret themed garden card there, absolutely beautiful, and some lovely elements in here with lots of lovely little fun characters as well. Did we work out what we were calling him?
We didn't.
What we decide on? I can't think what he is. Might have to have a little look at the package and see if it'll give us a little idea. But you can see those gorgeous scenes that you can create using all of these fabulous collections. And I'm going to give you my spin on the Nature's Garden collection. So I'm going to get ready for the first demo. We're going to be concentrating on those hummingbirds, Becky.
Beautiful. Lots of you getting in touch. Jeffrey saying hi, Becky and Debbie and all. Lovely to have you on board with us. Mary Kay is in saying hello. Taking a short break, then back to work in the garden. Oh, that sounds lovely. Mary Kay, you could take us with you if you like. We have also got Kathy in with us from Nebraska saying right now low 70s and sun peeking through after drizzle earlier. I should be doing some weeding, but I've decided to watch this instead. Great idea. There's plenty of you in with us today. Quite a few of you sound like you are gardening. Quite a few of you sound like, whether it's gardening for joy or gardening like mine for necessity, because bless my postie, whenever they're walking up the drive and you're just worried that, someone's going to leap out at them like, feed me seed more, because there's just weeds and plants everywhere. Whether you are doing gardening for love or for necessity, there is something special about being outside, isn't there? There's something wonderful about just taking that moment to enjoy this time of year when there's colour, where there's blooms, where there's different textures in the garden. And when you hear or see very sort of joyous styles of birds and life around you, and just taking that peaceful moment can really inspire, and it can really raise a smile. The collection I'm about to bring to you is going to give the people you gift it to that same feeling, I reckon, because I have got the exotic, bright, fun-filled, quirky, different, unusual florals and the wonderful motif running through of the ever so enchanting hummingbird. we're bringing to you in here a selection of true treasures, and the beauty within this is blatant. You can see in this stunning design, we're bringing to you cutting edges, but also you can see along the wing, the tail, and the breast area, you have got textures in here, debossed for you in one pass. It just looks great. I'm also bringing to you your Forain. So this is your hovering hummingbird. A lovely design, and as you can see, a liftable element. We haven't snipped that out, the die does it for us. It even gently scores the bending section, making life so much easier. Let's bring to you some sentiments. You've got absolutely loads on here, including the likes of Spread Your Wings. This is the Spread the Wings collection. But there's absolutely loads on here, such as I'm Here For You, which I think is a really beautiful one. Let me bring to you some of your textured lace now. Great for doing outsiders, great for doing stoppers in your cards as well. Then I'm bringing to you the tags. Now these are your tropical tags, and they really do create lovely tropical flowers. Up, they'd be nice with foam, wouldn't they? You can use them with foam, you know. And you get in the big tags as well. And then last but by no means least, I am bringing to you the foliage and the florals. It's really good fun, isn't it? And again, you've got loads of lovely exotic flowers here that just raise a smile. Every single one of them today in this section, in this selection, just $72, $69 or $88.20. Do feel free to message us in if you've already got this collection, what you love about it the most. We have got demos to be had, so let's dive on in.
There's quite a bit to do to this one because I'm going to do like a little gift tag in a card with this. And again, just use 3 of the elements in the collection. I'm going to use the beautiful, let me move up for a second, the botanical wreath with the feature of the hummingbird into there as well. So I'm going to cut into that one. I've also got the, I've come out of the comfort zone here a little bit because I don't usually go to tags, but this is a really lovely set. This is a really cool set, this, because you've got those 2 gorgeous tags, then you've got all the extra embellishments, and I think you'll use these and a lot of, not just your tropical flowers in the collection, but I think you would be able to use these outside of this collection too. And then also this beautiful border, and it really is the textured lace border, an edgeable factor to it, but a lot of other things that you can do with it as well. So I've started with a piece of cardstock that measured at 11 3/4 by 6 1/4 and scored it at 6 inches because it gives me this little bit of a gap here, and it's just so that I've got a little bit of a feature when I put me edgeable onto there. It cuts away and gives me a nice little bit of a gap to do with my tag that I'm going to be popping on there. So first things first, we'll go in with this one. And I'm going to take that down. Now, this die cut, if you've never seen this before, because it's from one of the edgeables, means you can pop it onto the top of a card, you can pop it down the side of a card, diagonal, have it as a border around your gift box lids, all those kind of things, because it's got this die cut edge on the outside of this filigree lace design, but this bit doesn't have one, which means it stays connected into the cardstock. So whenever you're using it, and you want to remember that rule of thumb, this bit needs to stays connected. So I'm going to bring in... probably I'll get away with that one. No, I'll put it on my big plates. Let's go big. All right, pop that onto my big platform. Spread my card out, line it up, and then stick that down with some low-tack tape. So this is just one element that we're going to use creating this. Now then, we had a craft along earlier, Becky, didn't we? And we did ask Gilmore to share her picture. Do we have any news in? Has she shared her make with us yet? Yep, and I do know that Jane said no. She said no. Perhaps she might have changed her mind. I hope she's finished her project. Yeah, hope you shared your pictures. And if you enjoyed that craft along, do let us know, because you can go back and watch that craft along at any time. But yes, Gilmore, if you're still watching, have you completed your project? I am itching to know, because she's using one of my favourite collections in the form of the vintage butterflies. Lovely. And I adore those vintage butterflies. Many have asked me, what's one of my favourite collections? And I'm going to say it absolutely is the vintage butterflies. Really? I've loved many of them, Becky, but that one for me is just an absolute standout. It is, it really is. I'm just going to finish this off with literally just giving it a little extra oomph by using the embossing mat to go over the top. So I'm going to stick that over the top and then bring this piece on the top. I haven't put my magnetic sheet in there, so I'm going to pop that in like so and run that through. And we've noticed as well that a lot of people have been going for vintage snowman.
Say that again, going
The
for...
vintage snowman.
Oh, yeah.
Jamie's been checking and he said you've been, you know, getting ahead of the game. Bearing in mind, it is launching on Monday with our lovely Jan. She is, I know she is, she's bursting at the seams with this one, with lots of crafty demonstrations planned throughout the day, because it is going to kick-start in a wake-up call. But of course, you can get ahead of the game and get yours right now. And then come and join Jan and Ben later on Monday for all those fabulous demonstrations and lots of inspiration. As you know, our Jan totally loves teaching, and I know that she can't wait to share with you all the fun features of that gorgeous vintage collection and some of the most adorable stamped images that we've done for a long time. And that paper pad again, absolutely beautiful paper pad. It is divine. Right, I'm just going to poke out on my little pieces, Becky. In fact, I might skip this part. Let me see if I can get some out with my dye cleaning brush and give it a little tap. I think they're being stubborn and don't want to come out, so I'll keep doing that. But what I've done with mine is I've given it a little inky edge. So I've taken one of our ink pads. This really is a very delicate dye as well. Can I just tell you, the intricacy in this is... it's insane. There's so many cutting points and so much delicate lace feature to it. And rather than me poking them all out, I'll just explain what I've done with mine. I took my pink ink pad and I just literally, you know, I started about touching and tickling around the sides. That's exactly what I've done with this one to give it a little bit of a oomph. So I've got all my bits poked out. Although saying that, there's always one in there, so I'm just going to check that. Yep, perfect. And just tickled around the edges because it just sets it off a little bit in itself. And I've used some of the vellum rather than using the paper pads. Now, if I remember rightly, we sold out of the paper pad, didn't we?
We did, I think.
Yes. So we've got the vellum. Now, the vellum on top of your textured cardstock. Have we got the textured cardstock, Becky?
In this collection?
Yes.
No.
I think I can see
wait,
it.
do we?
I think I can see it on your counter. The luxury texture. In fact, there's textured in there. There's pearlescent in there, and I can see it on your counter on the end.
Oh, sorry, on the end.
It's all right, Becky, it's all right.
Garden. Yeah, no, you're right.
So I know that that's in there, and this is one of the textured cardstocks, and I've mounted, and I'll just show you because I've got some pieces here. But rather than me do this bit, that's the textured cardstock. That's the vellum, and you can see that translucency is beautiful. But when you add it to some of the colours, I mean, look at that on the back of the pink. It almost enhances that pink design that's running through there. And that's all I've done with this, Becky, is I've mounted it and already done some matting and layering. And the lovely feature there is that beautiful hummingbird. So I'm going to stick that onto my front. And then we're going to move on to some other elements as well. So Debbie's trying to find a glue. What have you done with your glue, Debbie? There it is. Dear me. It's been a long day, Becky. And I was busy prepping in between the show, listening to me tunes.
You had some right good songs on.
Well, we're listening to me Blue. I'm off to see Blue, which is a UK... I don't want to call them a boy band because they're not. They're grown-up men now. Yeah. But I love Blue, and they are touring. And I bought my sister for a Christmas present. I bought her a ticket to come with me, just so I'm going on my own this time. But I know she loves Blue just as much as I do.
Who's your favourite member of Blue?
Oh, that's a toughie. So no, that's a toughie because I've got a real soft spot for Simon. He's just dreamy. He's just dreamy. That's the only word I can describe him, Simon. But I love Duncan. Lee's got the most amazing voice. But I actually met Anthony. Yeah, Anthony Costa, and he is the most gorgeous human being. He really is lovely.
That's
but we'll have to see them supposedly in September. They've rescheduled the date, Becky, without telling me.
Oh,
so it's only because I went on when I bought Sarah's ticket to go and watch it. It's in me, all my other ones with Westlife's in there because they're all e-tickets now, aren't they? They don't give you physical tickets.
Yeah.
And it said rescheduled from September to December. Oh, all right, put out.
All
right, no one's told me why, no one said anything. If anybody knows why Blue have rescheduled their dates, drop me a line, let me know.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to get into the spirit because I'll never fall out with them. Might fall out with him that they've moved the dates.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed. Me and my
Yeah.
sister are getting psyched up because we kept thinking another month,
only a
July.
little bit of
We're so
time.
close to it.
Yeah.
We're getting really excited. We're going to go for cocktails round
Yeah.
Leeds. I took the day off. I'd put it down as an holiday date.
Blimey.
Might have to ask nicely if I can have that date back now and reschedule it to December 1.
Well, I can't believe that Simon didn't message you.
I know, and Charlotte's saying to me in my ear, we've got Leona Lewis, who is pregnant though, Charlotte, so I'm just wondering whether or not they're going to reschedule that. We've got Leona Lewis on is it the 2nd of December or the 1st?
Oh, I don't know.
I know that the Sarah one is the day after.
Right, blimey,
2
you'll
days
be
in.
busy.
And then my blue one's in there as well. And I'm off to see Westlife, but thankfully Westlife's in November, so I'll be
good.
okay.
Unless they change it as well.
Unless they change it, yes. Now,
I've had a question in.
go on, yeah.
Debbie, how do you stick the vellum to the cardstock?
oh, easy. I use dotty tape pen.
Brilliant.
And the reason I use my dotty tape pen is that you can't see it behind the back of there. There is another little top tip. I use Brads. Brads are a fabulous one. If you don't like any glue, if you use a wet glue, you're going to see it. If you use tacky glue, you're going to see it. It might dry clear, but you'll see it through the translucent vellum. Although it's a patterned vellum, you'll see it. But with the dotty tape pen, you don't see that. And I'll pop a little bit onto the back. When you pop it on there now, and I'll just pop it down, you can't see it. There's no way you can see that glue.
No.
So for me, if anybody wants a little top tip, I like to use, if I'm using a glue, I will not use a wet glue. It will always be a tape pen.
Great.
I steer clear of the solid one, only because sometimes you can see the solid strip running through the translucency with the vellum. So personally myself, I use this, but I do use a lot of brads as well. And the brads you just poke through, split the legs at the back, fasten it to the back, that's it, done and dusted. No glue, looks decorative, it looks like you've put a little feature in there in the top four corners. All four corners, not top four. How can there be top four? All four corners, and that's another way that you can do that as well. But yeah, little top tip there.
Great.
Now, I'm going to create a little bit of a pocket in here, because this is going to be the front of my card. So just bear with me, I'm making my card base first. We'll come to these pieces in a minute. But I wanted to create a little pocket to stick my tag inside there. So I've created myself just to match the same size. So bearing in mind that this is a card blank now, if I remember rightly, yes, 6, Debbie, 6. You just said that yourself earlier on, what you're doing. Just cut your card down to size. And my strip here is actually measuring in at 5 3/4 by just over 2 inches. And I've put some red liner tape, but only in 3 places, because I want a workable pocket. So if I was to put all 4 pieces down, I wouldn't have anywhere to stick my tag. So just on the 3, and then this one is going to go onto the bottom. And I'll just attach it to, so I line it up so it looks like it's going with the flow. You know what I mean, Becky. Goes with the flow. Goes with the flow.
Yeah.
But now I've got an area, and if I just open this up, I've got a little area, and if I just pop my die in there, where I've got a workable pocket to stick my tag into in a minute. And that's why you don't put it in at the top, don't put any glue at the top. So I've got my front decorated, got my inside decorated. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add to the front. I've actually used one of the stamp sets for this one. You are wonderful in every way. I've used my pink tulip just around the edge as well, just to stamp that, but we'll put that onto the front. So I'll peel back off my pads, and we'll just place that into the top. But now we want to decorate some extra bits. So this is when we're going to bring in the tags, and we're going to bring in this beautiful hummingbird as well, the botanical wreath. I'm going to keep it really simple with the botanical wreath. It's just a beautiful die cut. And sometimes I do tend to throw everything at things, Becky. Sometimes it's nice to strip it back and keep it nice, clean and simple, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to use the, we'll use the outer tag, and we'll use that one for some vellum. I've got all these pieces as well that we'll come back to in a second. So what I'm going to do is, let's think, colour scheme. Yeah, we'll have a bit of pink. We'll have a pink large tag. Yep, and then it'll match my card. So I'm just going to find me scissors.
Okay.
Just pop that there. I'm using that texture card as well from that beautiful pad. It really is absolutely gorgeous, that pad. I'll just not waste all of it, so I'll chop that up.
Lovely.
I'm going to put some more low tack tape to secure the tag down.
Okay, perfect.
Going back to that beautiful vellum, let's go into that vellum. And we'll have the tag cut out in that gorgeous vellum. But I want to focus on there, where that lovely, got one there, but 2 there. I think I'm going to go down there, actually, because there's 2 at the bottom, because I'm going to be covering this pot up with some of those flowers. So I'm just going to hold that down.
Lovely. Tim's asked, quick question, when using the Edgeables, how do you put an insert in so it looks more professional?
Ah, now then, so do you mean if you've got it at the top of your card and it's cut in, do you mean if it's cut into the top and you've got that little gap underneath, put a panel inside? So if you've used that at the top and you've got, it's difficult to explain with what I mean by that, but if you're going to put your die onto the top of your edge, like so,
yeah,
and then it's going to cut away in that back panel, so it's going to leave a bit of a gap. When you open it up, that panel will fall to the top, but underneath will have the gap.
Yeah.
So I would put a panel inside to make it look professional. Get your whatever colour cardstock you've chosen, pop that into there to cover it up, and make sure that you marry it up to the size, or just come in a fraction, like a 1/4 of an inch off, and then just set it on there, and it gives it a really nice solid back. You've got no gapy hole, and then you can finish it off inside with your decorated pieces, maybe like some vellum inside there, a sentiment inside there. So I'm hoping that's what you meant. I think it is. But do let me know if I've got that wrong. But
I think that
yes,
sounds
I know
right.
exactly what you mean. To get that professional look, you need to just, well, I don't like that gapy back, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I like to have it covered up. So, and I try and do that when I'm here as well, because even if I'm doing it for, you know, for TV, I still like to have it finished properly.
Yeah. That's a top tip, Tim. I hope that's answered your question. I'm sure it has. I didn't have a clue what you meant by it, but Debbie was straight in there. My comprehension's massively, oh my gosh, my comprehension's off today so badly. So I have dyslexia, and on my way in today, Debbie, you know how you're driving down the motorway and you look at all the vans. I went past one that's called, it was called St Stones, and it was a potato supplier. And you know what your train of thought's like when you're thinking, potatoes have weird names, don't they? King Edwards and St Stones. I suppose they do look a bit like stones when you get them out of the ground. Anyway, it drove past me, it overtook me later. It was St Stones, not potato supplier, patio supplier. I've gone off on like a 5-minute train of thought about unusual names for potatoes. Anyway, so yes, so Tim, I hope we've answered that right.
Now I've got my tags out. That's going to attach onto there. If you wanted like a loose tag, you could actually put one of your brads in so that you can move it around. I'm going to stick mine down in a second, but I'm going to bring in my lovely botanical wreath, and we'll put that in. Where have I got that? Oh, that's my vellum, isn't it? I'm thinking, where's that come from? Let's put that onto the top, the magnetic sheet, the other cutting plate, and run that through. Let's pop that in. And again, like I said, keeping this really simple, sometimes it just works. It really does. And it will do for this as well. So I'm adding this onto my tag. Even though it's bigger, I'm going to have it on over the edge of that tag, because sometimes that looks nice as well, to have a little bit of again, I think it gives it a little bit of a feature. So I'll just put all those there. And then a lovely thing about this one as well, do you know what I said about finishing it off with your rubber embossing mats? That's exactly what you can do with this one as well. And I might just finish that off, since I'm keeping it in plain. Just get rid of the middle piece, but I'm going to take care not to get, because there's a nice little couple of elements in there that's got an embossed feature on the wing. So I'm going to switch to my smaller plates, because I've got it ready there. Let's bring that back in again and show you what I mean. I'm trying to make sure my plates don't fall off at back. Clear cutting plate, plastic shim, die facing upwards this time. Pop your rubber embossing mat onto the top, and then your other clear cutting plate, and run that through. That's for embossing dies. Some of our dies, not just ours, other manufacturers, other suppliers, other companies out there have this little feature on dies. And it's worth doing it. That's why we include the rubber mat in there, so that you can finish it off, and it gives it, like I said, a really lovely finish. And it makes all the difference, especially when you're keeping it in white like I'm doing. I'll just give that a little tap just to release that. And when you release it, can you see all the detail on the wing? I don't know if our Charlotte can get in close there, but you've got all this detail on the wing and on the body, which again will be emphasised if you ink it up. However, I don't want to do that. Again, look how lovely that looks. Really, really pretty. I'm going to have mine sat across the top of my tag. Lovely. Now, I've just stuck that down with, let's stick that down, sorry, with some of the dotty tape pen again. And I'm just going to pop that over the top. Now there is also in your die set a die in here that creates the tag. Do you know the punch?
Yes.
And if I just show you, this one here. So line that back up and then run that through, and what you'll end up with is your piece where you can thread your ribbon, and that's exactly what I've done with that one. So I've just speeded that little process up. But I'm going to bring in now the lovely, oh, he's just so gorgeous. I love him. And I might have it a little, yeah, I'm going to have it facing upwards. So I've just seen though, Becky, I talked about it earlier, those stubborn little pieces that just don't want to come out. So I'm just going to pop some dotty tape pen around the back. I'll do it on his beak because he's definitely got to be sat there. Definitely on the flowers. This is crying out to be coloured in. If you want to colour it in, absolutely. But because I'm keeping it quite simple, I'm keeping it plain. And I'm going to pop a little bit more on his body. A bit onto the wing. On that one as well. And then just place that, go down there. And even though it hangs over, I mean, I'm not going to snip it off. If you wanted to, if you like things nice and neat, you can snip it off. I don't want to. I want to keep it as it is. It's a lovely little feature. I'm going to add a little thank you onto this as well. Thank you for all you do. So let's just pop that onto the bottom. Let's have that. Do we have it straight, or should we have a little bit of an angle going off there? I might think we'll have a little. I'm like this at home. I'm always playing. I'm coming back to that in a minute, Becky, because I'm not sure. Now, I've used the dies that are on this tag set to create all my flowers and these lovely, what do we call these? Cheese plant leaves.
Yes.
Thank you. I thought it were. The cheese plant leaves. And I've cut loads out. Again, I'm a little bit terrible because I never know when to stop, but I've got a few already cut out, and you simply put your flowers together. So you're going to line your flowers up and layer them up, and you've even got these lovely little fun features here inside as well. And all I've done with mine, Becky, is I've added some gems into the centre. So we're just going to do a little bit of composition again. I'm going to use some of my 3D cloud glue again, just to get some into place. Now, I think I might have got some left in my syringe. Let's have a look. Yes, you have. So I'm just going to place a little bit onto the top and then start to add these elements on. And I'm going to save a couple for the front of my card because I've got my card base. Save that flower for the card base. And then we're just going to add all of these to it. There we go. And then some added dimension with the flowers. Pop some of the flowers onto there too.
Oh, we've had some messages in about blue. Panda Craft says, I loved blue. I saw them at Sheffield Arena years ago. Also, I've got Donna in saying, well, I just looked up the blue band that you're talking about, Debbie, and yes, they are very handsome and sing very well also. Donna, priorities.
They are absolutely. Do you know? I've always loved them. Always loved them. So yes, I'm really excited that we're going to be seeing them. I have seen them before. I saw them in Sheffield when they played a smaller venue, which was fabulous because I literally chucked myself to the front and did not shift all night. My poor cousin, God love him, he weren't a blue fan, but I made him stand with me right up front.
Oh, good question.
Yeah.
Debbie, what if Westlife changed the date to the same one as blue?
Oh.
Or Leona Lewis?
Oh, God, no.
I feel like you've jinxed it, Panda.
Do you know, I feel like you've cursed me now because they're all very close, those dates.
Yeah.
That's a real toughie
Yeah.
because my heart,
Yeah.
I think, would belong to Westlife.
Would it?
Yeah, because I haven't seen them for years.
Yeah.
I just would, I don't want that to happen. So if you, honestly, if the powers that be are listening to me, please don't do that to me because I want to see Leonie so bad. It's like, it's been years since I've last seen her tour, and I'm going with Craig and I'm going with Charlotte, and I know it's going to be a fabulous night, and it's Christmas themed as well, so I know she's going to be throwing in my favourite Christmas song ever, One More Sleep, which I'll be singing. I'll practically throw myself on stage, I know I will. I hope he's got his close tickets, Charlotte, because I still don't know where was that. He's not told us, has he? And then, oh yeah, so I hope that doesn't happen because I desperately want to see Blue as well.
Yeah.
I mean, can you clone yourself into free? I mean, maybe I could do. I've relented. I know I'm going to put my little thank you. I was going to put it on my tag, but because I've got a lot going off on my tag, I'm going to put it on my pocket where my tag is. And what I was going to plan on this one was, I was going to put myself a little pocket on the back and add a little gift card into the back of my tag.
Cute.
So this would be a little, almost like a little thank you for someone that you love using that collection. You are wonderful in every way. Thank you for all you do. And a beautiful tag in there. Or a bookmark as well, Becky. But a gorgeous collection with a lovely way of using it. Something a little bit different there. But again, absolutely beautiful. It's all about that graceful hummingbird.
How beautiful is that? What a nice colour palette as well. Goes perfectly with your outfit.
Yay!
If you would like to recreate this, let me bring to you the items you need. The hummingbird. In here, you're going to get the botanical wreath, which we've used there in white with the embossing extras. I've also got for you in here the hovering hummingbird, which does have the liftable wing for added dimension. Then I've got some of your sentiments, including things like you are wonderful in every way. Then I've got for you the Edgeable border with that really nice lacy design, as well as the tags that we were using. And I've also got the fragrant florals as well, where you've got the stamps and the dies. Lay them up, do a bouquet, go wild with it, just have fun. Today for you, making the fun even more affordable. I can work on that. It sounds like affordable, but it has fun. Affordable. Yeah, I'm nearly on to something. Oh, story of my life. We have got for you $72.69 or $88.20 for you today. Can I just let you know, actually, if you emboss, as we did then on like pearlescent card, it really does pop. Because if you imagine, the way I'd kind of describe it is if you imagine like a still lake, a still surface, and the light shines down upon it, it looks beautiful, doesn't it? But then if you threw a stone in and it starts to ripple, the light seems more bombastic, doesn't it? It seems more OTT, it seems more dramatic. Exactly the same thing happens with embossing when you use the likes of your pearlescent card. And I've got loads in here of our 12 by 12. If you've not seen this before, it's a fabulous collection that we're bringing to you. So I'm bringing to you first off the rose gold, and look at that. Do you see what I mean about that shimmer? It is slick, it is beautiful, and it's equally stunning on both sides, just to let you know. So I've got in here a massive amount. I've got loads of page after page after page of the pearlescent, but I've also got me glitters. So again, these you'll run through your die cutting machine and you can cut out that hummingbird in gold. It'll look great. So this is the rose gold or copper, very on trend right now. I'm going to add to it though, because I want to give you that opportunity at mixed metals, which are really back in now, especially in sort of homeware design. Look at that gold. It's like Midas touch. It's almost like an old gold, that design. And then let's skip to the pearlescence. Again, just look at that beautiful sheen. So I've got me gold, I've got me rose gold. Let me add, for those of you who like your slightly cooler metals, I've got silver for you here as well. And again, kapow, with that glitter. It's like a mirror ball, isn't it? And then I've also got for you the silver that is in your pearlescent. And what I like about this is it's almost got that like a sort of a titanium, or more like platinum maybe finish, but then the light hits it and it's pure silver. Which one's your favourite? Well, don't worry, you don't have to pick, because today I'm offering to you all 4 of these, genuinely, all 4, all 3, oh man, all 4, what's that? Oh, that's how I catch up on Hollyoaks, isn't it? Streaming service, good old all 4. We have got for you more 4. close enough. $19.99 for all 3 of them today. You don't have to pick your favourite. You're going to get them all. And I will just sort of, you know, clarify for you that actually, if you were to just get one of these at 20 quid, it'd be pretty good. Today, though, you are going to get all 3 for that big discount. It won't last forever, though, as it is just a quick offer that we've got. So seize the moment before it sells out. Now, whilst you do seize the moment, don't forget there's loads more to look at on our website. I've got some summery gnomes coming up for you. I have also got some sunflowers on the show. Why don't you head to our website, have a little look on Shop the Show, check out your baskets, and while you do that, you can watch this.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash.
Make your die cutting tools last as long as your love for crafting with the Gemini Accessories clear cutting plates. Your metal dies are put under lots of pressure with each pass through your Gemini die cutting machine. So to make sure they cut crisp, clean, delicate designs for years to come, you need to look after your dies, and that's where the Gemini Accessories clear cutting plates come in.
Quick Buy, get yours now.
Welcome back to Crafters TV. How's your Saturday? Do you ever get them Saturdays where you're like, it's Saturday and really I should be doing X, Y and Z, but you're tired because you've had a long week, so you can't really be bothered to do X, Y and Z, so then you don't bother doing X, Y and Z, and then it gets to Monday and you're like, oh, wish I'd done X, Y and Z this weekend. Yeah, you have that. And sometimes it can put a bit of a dampener on it, can't it? Sometimes you're a bit, oh, can't believe that. I always talk about myself, gosh, this is going to sound weird, but too late now, I've started. I always talk about myself in the sense of future Becky. So it's like, oh, I can't be bothered to do that today. Future Becky will take care of that, yeah? It's a dangerous game to play, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it means you have a lot of dirty laundry. But we have the opportunity for future you to get delivery in a few days, weeks, depending on where you are. There is a knock on the door, a smile on your face, because I'm about to bring to you one of the happiest, shiniest collections we have brought to you this year. Possibly ever, actually. I'm bringing to you some sunflowers. Now, sunflowers, the flower of power. It's a flower that represents strength. And also it is a power that represents happiness. It's one of the most recognisable flowers in the world, I think. And what I'm about to bring to you now is that in craft form. It's happy, it's shiny, it's smiley, it's golden. It's your sunflowers. And boy, are you going to love this if you've not seen it yet. I'm going to start off with the paper pad because I want to give you a feel of what you need to expect in this. It is recognisable. It is not just yellow, because I understand that, you know, yellow for some When you think of it, it's not for everyone's taste. I wouldn't say any of these are yellow. You've got this undulation in colour. You're getting these gold hues rippled in. You're getting oranges in there. I've got moments of blue that really just set that shining sunflower off. I've got peaches and lavenders and lilacs in here, but so subdued and subtle and sort of expertly blended that actually it just seems seamless. I'm not stopping there with the paper pad. I have got for you stamp and die sets. Fabulous friend. What an incredible card to be able to give to someone. I will let you know that the stamp with the fabulous friend is actually separate to the frame. So have you got any sentiments that might fit in here? If so, switch it out. Happy days. Speaking of happy, let's make our own bouquet of fabulous smiling flowers. You've got lovely tendrils here of added extras. You've also got that central section too for your stamen. But don't forget, if you didn't use that central stamen and change the colour, these flowers could be so much more. And then I've got for you my frame. I like this frame because you can have it whichever way you want, really. I think it works nicely up, down, left, right, on the angle. It's a really pretty one. And again, nice for paper piecing. Let me bring to you some textured cards now, if you've not seen this before. They are your A4 sheets, and as you can see, you're getting loads of lovely colours in here, and they have this very tactile, gentle texture to them, which means it looks like you're looking, sort of diving into linen. And for me, summer, sunshine, linen, they go together great. I've got for you some stamps. Now these stamps basically might not make much sense by themselves in certain areas. For example, the stamp and smiles. It doesn't really make sense, does it? But if you use it with sending sunshine and smiles, it's going to work beautifully. Again, die and stamp combo, giving you that opportunity to have individuality and tell the story you want. I've got some vellum in here. We're going to be bringing to you the different designs within this in your 8x8 with that translucency through. Then I want to bring to you your foam. So this you can use with your normal dies, and with a little bit of nous and a little bit of play, you can create super duper realistic, touchable, tangible flowers. I'm bringing stamps galore, including layerable stamps, and I'm bringing texture in the form of our wonderful embossing folder, which you can then use with your stencils to pick out individual elements, quick as that. And of course, I've got for you the 12x12, exactly the same theme and design as the 6x6 in this, just larger, bigger, bolder, still crisp, still colourful, but just larger. There's a lot in there, isn't there? And today, for you to be able to spend just $94.99 or $122.55, I think for the amount of joy and the amount of times you can use this, I think that's a really fantastic price. And don't forget, when you're shopping with us here, you're saving Club Inspire points so that you can get up to that platinum price. If you've already ordered this, let us know why. Let us know. Describe this to us in 3 words if you can. It might be how it makes you feel, what it makes you think of. Do feel free to message us in. And whilst you're doing that, let's get some inspo.
Absolutely. I'm going to show you some amazing samples that our design team and some of the craft experts have made using this glorious collection. I think that's the launch day price that we've got on the screen. I'm pretty sure it is. If it isn't, it's a blinking good deal for a brand new launch, bringing it into this craft house, because this is a Nature's Garden special. So I'm going to show you some of the amazing work, and then I'm going to give my take on it, because this is a collection, let me just tell you, that you can get so creative with. And I did, because I made this one during the break, because I realised I hadn't got any left, because I've been using it all. So I made one up, and I'll show you my little take on it. But isn't this just beautiful? This is using that frame, but in a very clever way, into a gatefold form. So it's been split in half. Comes as solid, but there's nothing to stop you from splitting it in half and creating something that little bit wow. Those beautiful foam flowers, that foam is lovely. I made mine with paper earlier on in the craft along, and although it wasn't a sunflower craft along, It was a Sake with Style one. I used elements that have been across the shows today into that craft along. Looks beautiful, but equally as lovely in paper too. Now, I've purposely chosen these two because this one has been kept flat. This one has been heat set, and you've got that lovely bubbled feature to this because this is our very fantastic foam, I'm going to call it, that has been developed by Leanne and the team to create the most realistic full flowers when you apply heat, and it means then you can start to distress and things like that with it, add your colour to it as well, but looks beautiful. One of my all-time favourite 3D folders is this beauty. Absolutely gorgeous, and Lily's created this, and at first when I saw it I thought, oh my god, look at Lily's colouring, it's amazing. Then realised that this came with the stencils to make it really easy to create this, but Lily's done a splendid job of showing you how that embossing folder works. That looks realistic. It almost looks like I pick it off that embossing off of that page with that embossing folder. Absolutely beautiful. And then the other lovely feature to that is that layering one. If you don't love colouring, if you want to make stamping made easy, choose your quick dry inks in 3 or 4 colours, and you can create something like that in an instant with this beautiful layered stamp system, and it is very, very easy to achieve, as I'm sure you will have seen over the weeks since I'm trying to remember when we launched this. Do you know?
Not sure. But yeah, gorgeous.
Couple of weeks ago.
Always
2
popular.
3 weeks? Yeah, absolutely. Now, the 2 elements that I'm going to use are the beautiful Sunflower Splendour. It is from our Creator Card range that's been brought into the Nature's Garden range. So we've got the frame, and then we've got the decorative part. And the decorative part is the bit that will cut into your cardstock. Adding the frame will cut out a solid piece. And I'm going to do that on both of these. So I'm going to split it up first. And I'm going to bring in a piece of craft card. Normally, I steer clear of craft card, but all day I've been pushing boundaries and making myself get out of my comfort zone and use things that I normally wouldn't do.
Yeah.
Now, I know Jan loves craft card. It's one of her all-time favourites. And I didn't used to use it a lot until I realised just how lovely it looks. I think it was when Shabby Chic came out and I started using it more, and I tend to use it a heck of a lot more now, and especially today because I think I've used it tons of time.
You have, thank you.
But you'll find it all on our website, and all I've done with this, Becky, is I've cut myself a piece of cardstock, because this die is a really big die. It's like 5 by 7 in the largest frame. So I wanted it to be slightly bigger. So I've made mine to be 5.5 by 7.5. And to do that, I cut it to 11 by 7.5 and scored it down the centre, which was scored in at 5.5. Obviously, 5.5 is half of 11, Debbie. And then I'm going to layer that up and cut directly into that front piece because I want an aperture style card for this one. So I'm going to line it up first, and then I'm going to stick that down. I'm going to pop it on the inside of my die because this is the bit that's going to cut out. This is the bit that's going to stay connected. So I'm not going to worry too much. So I'm going to pop it all down onto the inside. That bit is that getting cut out. Clean your plate though, Debbie. Pop that on. And then run that through your die cutting machine. And this is using just the inner decorative part of that die, which means for things like, I'll say it, light up boxes, gift boxes, all those kind of things that you can cutting into card apertures, so like I'm going to be doing here. That means that you can do that without having to cut the frame out because we've not used this piece. But by using that, you can actually then go over the top of the aperture with that glorious coloured cardstock. It is beautiful, that textured cardstock. And that's what I'm going to do in a second. So let me take off my tape. Let's pop that down there. There we go. Did we hear from Gilmore, by the way, producer Jamie? While it's in my head, fresh in my head.
We did indeed. I'll show you it now. If you want.
Oh, lovely. Oh, I'm really looking forward to seeing what she's done with the craft along.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's really,
have we
really
got
nice.
problems getting it on the screen still?
Yeah, we're having problems getting it on the screen, and
Okay.
I could log into my tablet, but I don't know about you, I can't remember my passwords for nothing. All I know is I've got it on my
Gilmore,
phone.
that's beautiful.
Isn't that
It's gone dark.
stunning?
There we go. Absolutely beautiful. I love the choice of colours as well.
Me too.
Absolutely beautiful. And just shows you, even though Gilmore didn't have all the things that we had for the craft along, thinking about how you can use things that you have in your crafty stash already. So those set of nesting dies work just as well with that. Absolutely beautifully. That's some lovely work there, Gilmore.
Really pretty.
Beautiful.
She also said, I might add another flower, dragonfly and butterfly. Thank you for having me as a guest. Truly enjoyed it. You are welcome, Gilmore.
Yes.
It was
You
lovely
have to come
having
back again soon, Gilmore.
Oh, aye, definitely.
And I'm pretty sure that I saw a bit of a purple top going off there. Nice on-brand kind of colour there at Gilmore. Or maybe it was coincidental, because purple is the colour of creativity.
Indeedy doodles.
Yes.
It is indeed.
What does yellow symbolise?
It's a colour of joy, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah. Joy in
Always
life.
does. Yeah. My bedroom, former bedroom, used to be oranges and yellows.
Ooh.
Because it was a dark room, I wanted to lighten it and make it look and keep me awake. Get me awake in the morning is what I was going to say. Bright, beautiful colours.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is. It's a very joyous colour, isn't it?
Definitely agree with you on that one, for sure.
Right, I'm just poking out all my little bits, Becky. I'm just getting rid of all my little pieces. I don't know why I'm bothering, because I have got another piece here, but I'm a bit of a perfectionist
Yeah, why
sometimes.
not?
Just like to get all of those pieces out.
Jamie,
Turn round.
Pat has sent in a picture. Will you send that on to me when you get a minute? Thanks, my love.
Oh, lovely.
No, I'm excited.
And this is Pat.
Yeah.
Lovely. I wonder
Lovely
what Pat's
Pat
been
Powell.
making.
It's with the Hummingbird collection.
Oh. I love seeing people's makes.
Me
You know, that's
too.
the lovely thing about our crafting community, and I said this the other night, you know, sharing ideas and inspiration across the pages, because we've got quite a few pages. I'm a Crafter's Companion is obviously the biggest one, where you'll find most people, including ourselves,
lovely. It's
and
lovely.
all of the team, and all of our design team, and then all of our lovely crafting community. So yeah, it's a great place to be. And if you're new to watching us, because we've had a few new viewers today,
Yep.
if you're new to watching us, head over to that Facebook group page.
Yeah.
There is a couple of questions to answer. It's not like it's a secret elite group or anything like that, but it's like a couple of questions to answer, and then we, our admins of the group page will approve your membership, and then you're in. And then you get to see all that lovely inspiration. And Becky,
Yes.
oh my days, there is some inspiration and a half in there.
Absolutely.
Absolutely stunning. Now, I've taken some of that textured cardstock. You can see the beautiful aperture that it's created, even in craft card, looks absolutely beautiful. But I want to cut a frame now, using that same design, but this time cutting the complete frame out. So I'm just going to give this a quick tap, and then I'm going to line that up. And then I'm going to cut this out as well, and I'm going to stick that then over the front of that panel card to add a little bit of colour to it. Crying out for paper piece, and if you've got our release and hold sheets, that will enable you to do some paper piecing back into those sunflowers, whatever colour choice you want, actually, to be fair. But absolutely glorious. So I'm going to run that through then, Becky. Let's pop that in.
Lovely. Rachel says that it launched the Sunflower Collection on the 14th of June. So less than a month ago.
Yeah,
Less than a month.
it is, yeah.
Fab. Thank you for that, Rachel.
I'm not going to lie, I'm surprised we've still got the paper pack. Is it the paper pack we've still got? I'm surprised. Mind you, we've learnt from past mistakes, and we ordered in a little bit more than we would normally do with, and that's what we've tried to start doing. Order that little bit more in, because we know how immensely popular paper pads are for all of our collections, let alone you know, the people who love paper pads without getting the collection. So yeah, we've started to increase the amounts there, but this is a gorgeous paper pad. But of course, it won't hang around forever. It won't be here forever. No. So if you want to top up, maybe get hold of another one today. Maybe that's the only thing that you get today. That's absolutely fine, because it is absolutely stunning. It just puts a smile on your face. And the colours in there and the design. Debbie told me when she saw it, she said, Debbie, wait till you see it. She went, you're going to fall in love. She said, and you think the paper pads have been spectacular up to now. She went, wait till you see this one. And I have to agree with it. It's absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning.
Beautiful.
So I'm going to give this a little clean. I was doing well. I was doing very well, keeping it nice and tidy and real at the back of here. But now you can see that's cut out, and I think there's just a few odd little pieces, so I'm gonna persevere and get rid of all of those. We've got time, haven't we? Are we all right for time, producer Jamie? That's
Yeah, we're
okay
doing all
then.
right,
That's
sis.
okay. So I'll completely poke out all these little I love the detail of these.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Oh, Bethan says, I think the sunflower collection has to be my favourite. It's so beautiful and uplifting.
Yes.
Perfect word, Bethan. Yeah, uplifting.
That is a good word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Panda also says, I love the embossing folder with stencils. Ooh.
I know, I hope we're going to do more of those because I love embossing and I love colouring in, but sometimes it can be quite, I won't say long-winded, but you know what I mean, a little bit more time-consuming. And sometimes with the way of our lives are, we're very busy crafters, I want something a little bit easier. So that enhances the colouring side for you super, super quick. And again, is you know, it's really, honestly, just I love the idea behind there. Now, this has cut that out beautifully. It's also embossed on that detail. And I'm just going to emphasise using the honey pot just into the centre. And it's just to add a little bit of colour to the centre of that. I don't want to go too over like
OTT.
zealous with this and colouring too much. I just wanted to enhance the centre of the sunflowers.
Yeah. Stacey, I've had your message, your request. I will absolutely go through that for you in moments after this demo. So bear with and I'll do that for you, Stacey. Just getting me to teach the Macarena.
I was intrigued then. I'm thinking, oh, what's the secret message you've been getting, Becky? Now then, I'm going to put this and line this up across the top of this card here in a second. First things first, I'm going to bring in, I've got a bit of acetate actually. I've got a little piece of the 12 by 12 and I chose this because I thought it really worked well with the colours that I've chosen. And it is, like I said, a beautiful pattern. And I've just taken a piece that's just a fraction less than, I've gone down to 5 1/4 by 7 1/4, so it fits on the inside of my card. And I've got myself some acetate because I want to strengthen the front. And this is when you could put things like your vellum at the back of there. But I want to strengthen it, so I'm going to place, and using my dotty tape pen, and take care when you're using dotty tape pen to turn your card and pull towards you, so that you're not pulling at your there's a lot of delicacy in these dies. And I don't want to tear anything. Do you know, like I said to you, I'm a bit heavy-handed sometimes. It's just because I forget to talk to myself and do it the way that, you know, I call her my crafting oracle, my lovely Jan. It gives me little top tips sometimes. She said, have you thought of doing it this way? And I'm always willing to learn. I think we all are willing to learn. We're always learning something new every day. So I'm just taking my time with that because I don't want to spoil any of that lovely design.
Lovely.
And then I'm just going to put round the edge. I think I'll pop. Now, how big have I gone? Yeah, I think I cut just a fraction. So I think I'm just going to go in with... yeah, I'll use my dotty tape pen round the edge. Then I'm not going to hit it. Uh-oh. I'm all out. Let me go and grab.
You restock.
I'm going to pinch trace these.
Oh, Eileen's messaged in. Yep. Eileen, I just imagine, sat by the front door with her face pressed up against the glass because she's saying, I should be receiving my collection of sunflowers today. I'm so excited to do so many things. And Betsy says, my sunflower collection just arrived.
Yay!
I'm in sunflower heaven. Oh, that's lovely.
It is. I know there's so many people been waiting in anticipation to get hold of their collections. Thank you for being so patient. We said this earlier. Thank you for being so patient. While we've had this changeover, it's actually looking amazing. I'm dying to get round inside. I want to go and have a look at it at the warehouse. Now it's close to hand. It's literally down the road.
Yeah.
So it's lovely, especially for our team here. Who, I mean, I don't think you realise just how hard they work. Going back scenes, having to sometimes run to the, I mean, before it was like 20 minutes away, Becky, maybe a little bit longer and back. Now it's just down the road, so it means that if they do need things to hand, it's on the doorstep. And it really is a lovely, bright, modern warehouse now. So I put my acetate onto the back, and then I'm just going to put my little piece into the centre part. You can, of course, ink round the edge if you want to soften that using that honey pot. I'm just going to leave it, though, for this one, just because... I can. And just because I want to on this one, I don't want to soften the edges. I want to keep it nice and striking and plain inside the centre. Although I'm saying plain, there's nothing plain about this paper pad. Nothing plain. So now that draws your attention to this one bit, I'm going to go back into my, oops, don't, Debbie, poke it all away. Going to go in and place that onto the top. And I am going to just pop in there, and you can see now it all coming together really beautifully. Again, I'm going to do the same, and I'm just going to put my textured, dotty, that's the word, dotty tape pen, all the way around, and then onto the areas. And I'm just going to spin that around as I'm doing it.
Oh, just to let you know, Rachel has popped in the chat, if you're on socials, the link to the I'm a Crafter's Companion group. So if you want to join, feel free to dive on in. If you're one of those people who's like, oh, well, I'll join, but then I feel like I have to sort of talk and all the rest of it. Just sit back, be inspired, and then when you are ready to chat,
loiter if you want to loiter there. Yeah. If you don't, if you just want to loiter there and have a little look, that is fine. There is no, if you don't feel comfortable, if you don't feel comfortable. If you don't feel comfortable, messaging or anything like that, or sharing your work, that is absolutely fine. Take the inspiration from the people that do like to share. We've got a lot of our design team members on there that are always willing to share, always willing to answer questions as well. Never be afraid to ask a question. It's a lovely, positive place. All we ask is that you're nice and you play nice, and keep it a nice, positive place, because that's what it is. It's all about our positivity, creativity, and our love of crafting. Yes. And our love of all things Crafter's Companion, to be fair. So, ask away. There's no silly questions. Anybody can ask a question that they want. Like I said, it's just a lovely, lovely group to be in. Now, you can see that working together really well. I just kind of off-centered it just a tad to give it a little hint of that craft card behind the back. Now, earlier you saw me make my flowers. I did make some extras, so I've used the ones that I haven't used. I've brought them into here. Actually looks like a sunflower the way I've stuck them on my acetate. Because I put them on my acetate to make sure I didn't lose them, so I stuck them on with a little bit of repositional thing, because I know what I'm like and I'm always forever losing things. And then I realised when I got it on, I thought, oh, it looks like a sunflower. But I'm just going to add these just onto here. I've taken as well the stamp set. This is the Hello Sunshine, which is lovely. And like you said, Becky, you can customise your sayings onto there. I've gone with You Fill My Heart with sunshine, and die cut out my sunshine piece in some of the orange beautiful paper that's in that collection, thank you.
Welcome.
But I'm just going to give it a little bit of a deeper darkened colour by adding a little bit of that honey pot water reactive, and it just lifts it that little tad more, plus it brings it into a little bit more of a more deeper orange. So again, I'm going to stick that onto the front. So let me take my foam pads off. And I think I'm going to go with You Fill My Heart up at the top. Let's make sure I've got that on nice and straight. There we go. And then I'm going to put my sunshine at the bottom. So I'm going to bring in my dotty tape pen. In fact, you know what I'm going to do with this one? Because I know what I'm like. I can get, on a little intricate part, I can get a little bit heavy-handed. So I'm going to go in with switching my glue to the tacky glue that's been decanted into my fine tip applicator. So let's pop that on, and then we'll add all the extra little pieces. And you can see just how creative you can get with this. What from my bottle? There it is. Pop that there. Let's pop. Now then, do I have it in the centre? Do I have it at the bottom? You Fill My Heart with, yeah, we'll go in the middle.
That's lovely.
I'll hit that first, Debbie, because you've got tacky glue and you're going across acetate, so you have to be careful with that bit. Because if you start moving it around, you'll end up with, because obviously the nature of our tacky glue, it is a water-based, it will dry clear, but you might see some unsightly glue bits, so I want to try and get that in first up, which is probably why it would have been better to use the dotted tape pen. But on this occasion, I've gone in with, I'll just give that a little anchor down. So You Fill My Heart with sunshine, and then I'm going to add my little extra elements on there as well. Now, debating, do I cover up some of these beautiful pieces on here, or do I, yeah, let's have a think. Before I stick them down, I'll have a little play.
Okay.
This is what I'm like, Becky. I get, I don't want to get too carried
play
away.
with it.
Yeah, I'm going to have a little play which side to pop them on.
Pat says that die looks so pretty with the colours and the craft card base. Gorgeous.
Absolutely.
And Dieta is saying this card would make a beautiful get well card.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great idea.
Absolutely, it would do, yes.
Because it'll make you smile.
Yeah, it will make you smile. Absolutely. Let's pop that one on. And that one on. I love these flowers. Honestly, these flowers, my new favourite flowers. And of late, we've been bringing out some belters in flowers, and these are just absolutely beautiful. And everything works there. It all works beautifully. I did have a ribbon. Now I've realised I'm going to put my ribbon in that top corner. So let's see if I can get. Oh dear, this is the problem with foam pads. If I'd used my chunky glue, I'd have got away with that. Let's see if I can get away with it, Becky. I might just be able to get. Oh, I got away with it. Oh, blessed is the day. Because I want me lovely yellowy ribbon up here, like so. So where can I put that now? I might have to put that on this side. So give myself a little bit of a wiggle time just in case I change my mind again. Pop some glue at the back of it. And you fill, in fact I'll just go a little bit off centre there, up to that very top part. And I were going to add some more filigree bits, but do you know what? Step away from there now, Debbie. That is enough. You're not putting any more on there. Oh. And there you go. You've got yourself a beautiful card. You fill my heart with sunshine using that gorgeous frame that creates that lovely aperture. I knew my ball was going to fall off then. I need to stick that down with hot glue, but I think I'll just hold it in place for now. Being a stubborn little devil it is. But everything works together really beautifully, and it really does put a smile on your face. The minute you look at that, colours, those combinations, those flowers, it just brings out the joyous side of you. It is absolutely gorgeous. Now I'm off to dry this, Becky, because it's been a stubborn little devil and doesn't want to stick down, so maybe a while.
Joyous is most certainly the right word, and if you would like to bring joy to your loved ones, do feel free to treat yourself to the entire collection, which can help you create stunning pieces such as this. If you want to learn how to make this, head on over to our website because there's a blog about it. If you would like to treat yourself to the full collection, now is definitely your chance. And as we mentioned before, it's always good to stock up on the things that we use up. And one of the most popular ones is our 12 by 12 paper, because you get absolutely loads within here. So if I flip this over for you, you'll see these are your different designs that you're going to be getting. You can see that these are double-sided. So you've got real opportunity here to play, twist, mix, play with each and every single one of them. This is just so happy and joyous. And look, you can even see how, you know, we do put a lot of thought into this. This doesn't just happen overnight. This is days upon weeks upon months of planning. And look, even these lovely little leaves that you've got here, we've actually matched in the dies themselves. So you've got real beautiful themes running through these. If you want the paper pad, $14.99 or $19.95 for you today on that one. So do feel free to stock up. Also, Stacey. Hiya, Stacey. Stacey, where have your message gone? Stacey, what did you ask? I know what you asked. You asked basically, can I see the Super Saver? Because you're looking at it on your phone, aren't you? And it's a bit too small. Yeah, I get that as well. How about I go through this for you now, and I will just prepare you that this Super Saver is extra. It is really special, especially actually to go with the likes of the sunflowers, because I can imagine the likes of butterflies, bees dancing around these wonderful flowers in the summertime. And butterflies, bees and more is what I've got in here. So you will be getting the following items. The likes of your dies that give you lovely butterflies. Just to let you know, 3 dies in this one. And in case you are new, this is our sizing of the average one, the largest one. I've also got the same sort of situation with our dragonflies. The dragonflies here have got the wonderful open wings, so it gives you real nice extra detail. I've got another flutterby happening here. This time we have got for you a cut and emboss element. So it does the embossing. So you see all the nice design in the background, that's lifted, as do the wings. I'm also bringing to you a kinetic card here, which is your lovebirds. Pass through your die cutting machine and you'll have these wonderful birds that kind of move and swing. I've got your beautiful collection, which cuts out and embosses your paper, card and more. I've also got for you an embossing folder of a butterfly. Now this one's 3D, which means you don't just get the front and the back of a design, you get layers. So it gives real nice interest and interactivity. Then I'm bringing to you some of our 6x6, and this is from the Vintage Butterfly. So just to give you an idea of some of the pages that you're going to be able to get in this. It's a lovely collection, again, double-sided. As well as that, I am bringing to you our Sharon Callis treats. So I've got in here the likes of your die, which cuts out sending blessings. It also comes with stamps, so you can do the butterflies. And speaking of butterflies, you've got your Sharon Callis here with absolutely loads of dies and stamps that line up. How much would you be happy to pay for that by itself? What about if I say to you a tenner? Do you want it for a tenner? No, I'm not going for a tenner. Oh, you're haggling. 9 quid. 9 quid. It's the lowest I can go. No, I can't go any further. All right, 7 quid. 7 quid. You'd be happy to pay 7 quid for that time and time again. Today, it's actually worth, in this collection, about £3.33 or about $4.44, as is the paper, as is the 3D embossing folder, as is the die, as is X, Y, and Z. All of this today, just £30 or $40. So you've got oodles in there. Stacey, my love, I hope that helped you. Let me know if you're treating yourself to it. For sure, because that really is a special collection. And actually, just whilst I'm talking about showing things on phones, let me show you Pat's design that she sent in, because I 100% will forget if I don't do it whilst I'm thinking about it. You are going to adore this. Now, this is created by Pat. Pat Powell sent this in, and just look at the beauty in this design. Debbie's coming over for the closest of close looks.
I'm having to come in right close.
What do you
apologise.
think?
Let's have a look. Oh my God.
Hey up.
That's beautiful.
Hang on again.
Oh,
Isn't that stunning?
That is a stonking, absolute belter of a card.
Hey up. I can show you that even better. 'Cause
wow.
I've just been technical. I've only turned my screen light up. I don't do that often. It drains your battery.
That is amazing.
Isn't that astonishing?
Absolutely beautiful. What a showpiece that is.
Isn't that incredible? Right, turn that light down. I'm not made of money. Have you seen the price of electric nowadays? Save the battery. Pat, thank you so much for sending that in. And Pat popped a little message in with it that said, I've turned my screen down too low now, I can't see it, squinting. I made this card base on a Debbie Fisher demo from a few months back.
Oh,
it is beautiful. Pat, thank you so much for sending that in. And again, great for you to share, isn't it?
Yeah,
really nice
absolutely.
of you. Absolutely. So, Weekend Super Saver on your screen. Whilst we're sharing, shall we share to you a secret? Specifically, a secret garden. We have got for you a lovely secret garden range here, which has got so many fabulous colours. And Secret Garden's one of those. There was a film that came out like in the 90s, wasn't there? That was so beautiful and picturesque. And there's one relatively recently came out the last couple of years that's it was like a sky one, wasn't it? And it had very, very famous faces in it. And they all have this muted colour palette. This, I think, encapsulates it beautifully. Let me show you all my treats. In here, I'm bringing to you your luxury mix card. As well as that, I'm going to be bringing to you stamp sets. So you've got lovely characters in here, like with love. You've also got your tree in there. I've got my bird with that keyhole. And if you do want keys, I've got keys in here for you. You've got openable sections within this. I've got lanterns and tendrils and wreaths in this. We've got for you gates that open to reveal, well, whatever you want, it's your make. Here's your secret key. Could be a key for a 21st, could be a key to your heart, could be a key to your new house, could be a key to a new car. I mean, I don't know what car it will be for, but who knows. I've also got for you your emboss design as well, so that you've got that beautiful cutout section. And again, we're bringing to you 12 by 12 paper pads. Blink and you won't miss it, because there is so many pages in this wonderful booklet. And again, if you do want to seize the moment, grab it whilst you can, because today it is just £67.13 or $83.07 today. So again, seize the moment on that one whilst you have the opportunity. Let's get demoing, shall we? What are we making?
I'm going to use a couple of the elements. I'm going to use the Garden Gateway, which is a cut and emboss folder, and I've got one of the lovely stamps. I love it. It's one of my favourite ones out of this, called The Secrets Revealed. It's the lovely girl going through the garden gate to that secret garden, but it's absolutely beautiful. And there's nice little pieces on there as well, where you've got, and if I just hold that up a little bit so you can see it, some nice little sentiments on there as well. Really cutesy, but again, it's got that lovely, it's a nostalgic. I remember watching The Secret Garden with my kids when they were a lot younger. Beautiful. I mean, there's been a film, there's been a programme, hasn't there? There's been a series, so it's just a lovely, nostalgic feel for me, this collection. I'm actually just going to use the cut and emboss folder, because I've already done it on one piece of the luxury cardstock, but I want to create a little bit of an extra, because I'm going to cut out a little part of this as well. So I've done one part in a green, and I'm going to go back in now with the craft card again. I tell you, I've been using loads of this, Becky, today. I don't mean to have done it on a purpose. It's just the way that my creative brain has been working, and the kind of things that we've had on as to why I've been using a lot of the beautiful craft card. So again, I'm just going to use it. It's a normal standard cut and emboss folder. When you use this, and if you are new to crafting, I don't know what an emboss folder is, you've got some lovely embossed detail in there. It's a very when I say faint, I don't mean it sound like I'm taking away or distracting from it. It's subtle. It's a subtle one. And then you've got this lovely door here that actually opens up. This is the metal die part of it. So I'm going to go in with my craft card, because like I said, the only bit that I want out of this bit is the actual door. So I'm going to use this to create the cut and emboss, and it's just 2 clear cutting plates. Exception to the rule there is that you might need to tweak it with a little bit by adding another plate into there. So pop your metal shim in onto the top of your folder, and then encapsulate it into that with the cutting plate on the top. That's if you want a deeper emboss. I like this one because it's a really subtle one, and a very nice, soft, subtle feature to it. But I just want to take away this door just here, because I'm going to line this up, because I've already cut it out into that beautiful green that's in the luxury. And can you see the subtleness of this one? It's not an in-your-face embossed detail, but it's a really lovely piece. And again, you could go over with your inks if you wanted to, but I just want to differentiate from the green. And if you love this folder, you could actually go in and colour all of those elements with your alcohol pens and things like that, but I want to keep it nice and stripped back and simple. So, but for this, and it's a lovely workable door as well, Becky, you've got a little score line here that you fold back, and then you take your bone folder and you give it a good score line, and you've got this lovely secret element to it of that garden gate going into the mystical garden. So I'm going to take that, and I'm just going to release it by taking, I'll use my scissors. Normally I would use a craft knife, but I think I'll get away with it being a smaller piece. That, of course, could be used for something else. You don't necessarily want to throw that away. It's entirely up to you. But on this occasion, I don't need it, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to attach that to the front. And it gives me a two-tone effect without doing any colouring, just by simply piecing over it. But I'm just going to give it a little, soften it again with a little bit of ink. And I had my ink a second ago. What have I done with it? There it is. My fire brown, and I'm going to go in and just soften around the edges. Now, I did have an ink pad earlier, a little daub, but what have I done with it? There it is. Let's go in with that one. And I'm just going to soften around the edge and over that embossed detail. That just picks up that lovely, again, subtle texture to it. I keep saying subtle, and all I keep thinking of is my name. in my previous previous name, before the way I was born. I'm actually Debbie Suttle. That's my name, the name I was born with. So yes, yeah, me. So every time I say the word Suttle, I just think of me dad, I think of me mum, I think of me sister. But yeah, that I kept my married name. I'm not married anymore, but I kept my married name just for sake with kiddies, and I've never really gone back to it. No. And I think it's a bit difficult now because in the crafting world, I'm known as Debbie Robinson.
Yeah, of
so
course. Yeah.
Debbie Robinson it is for now.
Have you ever been described as subtle as a person?
No, because I'm as subtle as a sledgehammer. Let me just tell you. No, that's definitely never been referred to me, Becky. I'm not soft and subtle around the edges. Far from it.
Oh, funny.
Oh dear. Could you imagine? Can you ever imagine me being subtle? Yeah, nah. Now, you can see that's just altered that craft card because that's where it started life as. And just by adding that little bit of ink, it creates that lovely little bit of texture. And plus it picks up all that lovely detail. And of course, you could go in and colour these if you wanted to. If you wanted to really pick that out, you could take your colouring mediums and go over it as well. But I am, for this purpose of this demo, I'm just going to stick it onto the top. So I'm going to go and use a bit of a solid tape pen. Like so. There we go. And then just the dotty tape pen around the outside. And then I'm going to line that up. I'm not doing no drop shadowing this time. I want it to line up perfectly over the top. There we go. And now I've got my lovely little worker door going into my secret garden. And this is when then you can start to use. Now, I'm going to speed this process up because I've seen the time and I've got another couple of demos that I want to really get in. So I'm going to speed this process up. But you would take your stamp and then, in fact, let's stamp her. Let me show you because she is absolutely beautiful. You've got some lovely ones on here. Where flowers bloom, so does hope. You've got love, you've got secret garden in this gorgeous script. We've got do you want to know a secret? Absolutely I do. I love knowing secrets. Do you know what though? I'm a good keeper of secrets. Becky, are you?
Yeah,
if someone tells me a secret, it stays with me.
Oh yeah.
I am not one to share secrets. If someone's confided me in that, I will keep that secret for them. I do. And then flowers are the music of the earth. I love that one. That is absolutely beautiful, that. So let me bring in my stamping platform. So let's pop that onto there and we'll stamp that image up. I have pre-coloured one in and I was going with a different kind of a style, but I like to change things up. I never keep to the demo that I plan. I'm always one for keep chopping and changing. I'm terrible for it. I really should stick to a plan. But I'm going to just pick that up. Let me bring in, now then I think I put my ink pad back. What did I do with it? Yeah, let's go with that rustic brown again. Quite like this rustic brown. Gorgeous imagery this as well. It's been well designed by our lovely team here at Crafters. Let's go in. I think that's enough. Not going to worry though because I have got my stamping platform and if I do miss I can go back in and re-stamp that image. Yeah, let me go back in. In fact, I don't think I inked it up well enough, so let's give it another ink. Might do it with the other hand, that might make it a bit easier. There we go. And then back in. And down. I'm just going to try on the other hand, Becky, because I can feel my hand playing up today.
Oh, no.
It's all right.
Okay.
I never let it stop me. Oh, beautiful. Image. Beautiful, beautiful image. Again, in that lovely brown. Doesn't that look gorgeous in the brown? It kind of softens it as well. I really do like it. The one that I did on my original demo is in black. But I love that brown. And then, of course, you're going to spend a bit of time colouring. And I'll show you the one that I have done. And I actually did. I was going to change this up a little bit, but I'm reverting to a different plan. But look how lovely it looks when you add your colour. Now I've just used various colours of my tri-blends, from the fair skin to the coral shades, I think it was, if I remember rightly. Oh no, it was my pink pale, my pink pale, wait a minute. Get it right, Debbie. Pale pink shades, and like me dull greens and things like that, and then lovely brown there in the centre, just to give it a little bit of depth, and added a little bit of ink round there. But I'm actually going to put it behind the back, so it's like a secret garden into the garden, then she's going into another garden. Quite like that. So I'm going to just take that off there, put that to one side for the time being, bring in my card base, because I've got my little card, or I say little card base, so I went a little bit nuts with this one, a nice big one. Just need to wipe that ink up though, Becky. I've seen it on my table. Get rid of the excess ink, because it will transfer onto your cards, and then you can end up ruining your lovely work with your inks. So I'm just going to pop that onto there. So let's use some wet glue. There we go. Lovely.
Bethan said I'd never stick to a plan. I don't like making the same card twice, so would have to change it up a little bit each time.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Was that Bethan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am absolutely. That is so me. Because I decide on things, and I was initially going to cover over the front of there, but then I thought, no, I'm going to have it behind, because that's the whole purpose of this. But I'm going to just stick that behind, but I need to trim off my bottom.
Ooh.
That didn't sound right. That sounds painful. Trimming off the bottom. Let me just snip a little bit of that off, because I don't want that on. And I'm going to use some all-purpose glue just onto there, just because I am going to put some foam pads on, but it means I can position it into place by using wet glue. So let me just make sure, because I want it to be nice and straight. And I'm going to position a little bit more. Let me just come in. That's where I'm going to stick it. So if I move that down, told you I'm going to change it up. This is my own fault for it. Mind you, that's the fun. That's the fun about crafting. It is. It's about changing that up. You know, that's what you can do. I'm going to use some foam pads though, just to lift it off that said image, and it gives it, again, gives it a little bit more depth and dimension by using it. Of course, you could use things like your foam on a roll for that, to lift it all the way around. I'll just go in with a few just around there. Put a few down. Of course, I'm not going to put it onto the back of my door, because I want the door to stay open. So let's go in a couple more. There we are. And then let's take all of those off.
Deborah says, I use that glue for everything, even home repairs. Lol, works amazingly well too.
Yeah. And you know, I've heard people say it's a fantastic glue. It really is a fabulous glue. I like to pop it onto the back of my foam pads, just because foam pads in their nature can stick quite, well, they stick instantly. But you know, if you haven't got it positioned right, and right now I need to make sure I've got this positioned right, because at the minute it looks like it's off centre, but it's there for a reason. But I want to make sure that this part, and I am lowering it deliberately because I've got a little bit of an element to add at the top. So I'm just going to make sure before I pop that down. Let's go up there. And because I've got my wet glue on, it enables me to manoeuvre that. And if I do get some excess, so a little bit of excess glue seeped out at the bottom, I'm not worried too much, because it is all-purpose collal, and it means I can just rub it and take all the little like little glue balls. Yep, we'll call them glue balls. Just off there. That's a solvent-based glue. This is why you can do this. And it's just to make sure it stays nice and neat, because I don't want to spoil the project again. So I've got a sneaking through that lovely garden, going through there, and then I'm just going to finish that off with other elements that are in the collection, which there's that beautiful key with the lock. So I can have that one on. And I've taken one of the With Love and popped it onto the tag and got myself a little ribbon. I was going to thread it through, but then I changed my mind at the last minute, like I always do. And then I'm just going to add that on to my card and finish that off. So let's go in a little bit. Yeah, we'll go in a little bit skew whiff. And pop my ribbon on. And then I'm just going to add my key. Now, where shall I pop my key? That side, that, yeah, I'll have it there. So I'll use my dotty tape pen just to slide under there. And there you go. Secret garden revealed. There you go. And there she is. Peekaboo. I love this. They're so cute. They really are beautiful. That's with the cut and emboss folder and that lovely stamp set. And of course, your colouring materials is down to you. But again, lovely, lovely collection. Fantastic price, I must admit, with this, what we've got left of this, because there's a lot in there. It's not a small collection, there's quite a bit in there as well. So absolutely love this one.
Absolutely beautiful. Robbie has said, what paper pad are you using? This one. It comes as part of the collection. It is the Secret Garden collection, Robbie. And specifically, it's this page that was used as the backer there. You can see this section. It looks like this on the other side. But that's not the only paper you get in here. You get absolutely loads of different feels, different designs, all same sort of tonally. Or was it this one we used? Actually, maybe it was this one now, I think. But all the same sort of tonally, but with a real mixture of colours. In here, you're also going to get the card with the texture. I've got stamps, including this one, which Rachel messaged in saying, if it comes up, the mythical stag creature is a Peloton? Peloton, what's that? Oh no, it's an exercise bike. No, Peloton.
A Peloton.
Peloton. Peloton. Peloton. Peloton.
That's it. We should have remembered with the Peloton. The bike.
Peloton. Peloton. Puritan.
Peloton.
Puritan. Puritan. What's Puritan?
Oh dear, is that some kind of medicine?
Oh, I think it is. Oh, hay fever tablets. That's what Puritan is, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, yeah, of course it is. What you said, that's clear as mud. I've made that. You're welcome. I've also got your stamp and die here with your bird, your butterflies. I've got the lovely lady we've just worked with there, and a door, a slightly different door. I've also got in here the gate die that opens up for you. I've got the key and this one that we used in that also today, $67.13 or $83.07. If you want to seize the moment on that, you can. Now, let's go. Slimline. I have got for you a set of Slimline collection dice. Now, we had a little nosy at these before, and people were messaging in words like classy and like on trend. We have got nesting dies here, but they're all so beautiful and different and unique. They're not like your bland, you know, don't get me wrong, when I say bland, I mean sort of they're a go-to, you know, squares that go smaller, smaller, smaller. These are all completely and absolutely individual, and a lot of them are, you can mix and match, as you'll see. So I'm bringing to you 3 dies on each sheet. If you use them all together, they'd look like this. If you pair them up, say use that one and that one, you're going to get a beautiful decorative frame inside a decorative frame. There's loads of different ways for you to use these. 15 of them in total, because you've got 3 on each one and you've got the 5 different designs. And we have got for you the opportunity to grab all of them at $59.96 today, or $91.80, depending on what theme you're going for. I think this one here, which is Portofino, we worked with earlier on, I think this has got kind of a modernity to it in areas. Then you've got some that are just like, you know, Bridgerton. Then you've got some that feel a bit sort of Downton Abbey. Then you've got some that have got kind of, I don't know, how would you describe this one if it was a TV show? I think for Stranger Things, maybe. Yeah, no, I can understand that, because it's kind of like a little bit metric, isn't it? Is it not for you?
I don't get this Stranger Things. My daughter is obsessed with it.
Yeah.
I can't just tell you, Kate Bush has been around for decades, and now they're all loving her again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, she must be loving it, Kate Bush, right now. But I don't get the programme, but
not for
we'll
you.
Go with what Charlotte says.
We'll go for Stranger Things. You've also got in here the likes of your Great Gatsby. There's loads of different themes, basically. And today, again, $59.96 or $91.80. Periton, apparently. Periton, the fella. Woo, is. Wish I hadn't done that. Oh, embarrassing. Deborah says, these nesting dies are really pretty. I completely agree with you. Would you like to be inspired by them? Well, then I've got the lady for you. We worked with the this one earlier on. Which one are we going to work with next?
I'm going to work with Luca.
Lovely.
Is that how you say it?
I'm not sure.
Not a clue.
That's a Disney film, isn't it?
It is beautiful. They're all Italian-inspired names, aren't they?
Luca.
Lucia. Yeah, they're all beautiful, every single one of them. And I think no matter which one you use, there's so many things you can do with these. And again, I'm just going to give you a little, I can say a quick talk, because I've just seen the time again, my goodness. We had so much planned, didn't we, Jamie? We had a talk before the show, we had so much planned. Don't know what happens to the time in this place. It literally melts away so fast, it does. Oh, Jamie, bless him. It's a good job you said that, Jamie, it bodes well. When you're working with me. Quality over quantity. Now, each independent dies will work on their own. But of course, the gradient in the size from the largest to the smallest one means that you've got that nesting, and then the decorative feature, and then of course that lovely on-trend feature, which is this beautiful slimline. Honestly, Becky, I love them. I absolutely adore them. They're one of those dies that I haven't really stopped playing with since they came out, because they're just absolutely beautiful, and lots of things that you can do with them. And if you watched me earlier, although they will cut out solid pieces, because on the outside of each one of these dies is the outside cutting line with the decorative feature running around the centre. Inside there is no cutting line, so there's no raised element of that die to cut through, so it means it creates a solid panel, and that's on all three of those. However, if you wanted to get around it for these, you can simply line them up inside and it'll cut a frame out that creates an aperture, which means then you can do lots of things with it. And the same applies to that one. You'll put the smaller one in. The only one it won't work on is the smallest one. So the smallest one will always remain in its form like that, unless you're very clever and you can take your craft knife into there, cut that out, and you've got a very slim line piece. Because there is a way around it, Becky. There is a way around it. Now, I'm going to use some of, just some of these gorgeous papers. We've got some beautiful double-sided, I can see a theme coming off because I've been using this all day, double-sided Centura Pearl. And I'm going to hold that down again with some low-tack tape. I'll just hold it a little bit on the, in fact, I'll hold it at bottom and top, I don't trust myself. Just to the bottom of the top. I'm going to use some of this glorious green, it's like a bottle green, this one. And this is again double-sided from one of our cardstock pads, and off the top of my head, it's one that we brought out with the USB. Oh, which one is it? No idea. I
can't help, I'm afraid.
I can't remember.
I'm not sure.
I'm so sorry, I just can't remember. And then I'm going to go in with this one. I'll go in with that white again. Let's bring a white. It's like 3 different colours there, but all really quite striking. So let's just hold that down. And then we'll try it again. We'll put it on as big plates. We've been working with the big plates with these dies. They will fit on, and just so you can see, let me just bring in my clear cutting plate. They will fit onto a Gemini Junior or into your MIDI. So although they are the slim line, the only difference there is that you won't be able to put 2 or 3 on there. You'll have to do it separately. But I'm going to play with mine to get them on my A4 machine and pop those on and run those through. Now let's just have a look. Plate combination, plastic shim, magnetic shim, and the other cutting plate onto the top. And then run that through our machine. There we go, make sure they're nice and flush. Yep, nice and flush. Into your machine, let the machine do all the hard work for you. Just see if that's moved. We'll find out when it comes out the other end. It happens to me, always at this time of night as well, can I just say. Always happens to me at this time of night. I'll have a little look and see, because I think when we're fiddling with the plates, I might have knocked it off kilty, but we'll soon tell. Oh, I think that's okay. Oops, I've just seen that one there. Oop, come back here, you. Stuck to my plastic shim. And then again, we'll take all of these off, remove the tape. Beautiful, look at that in that green. Absolutely glorious. It is stunning. These are absolutely fabulous dies. So pop that on, take that one off. Oh, again, gorgeous in this cardstock. Just give that a little removal with the tape. Now see, low-tack tape's always a good thing at the time, until you have to start taking it all off, especially when you've put 6 pieces on. Right, take that off. Oh, look at that. Look how gorgeous that's looking. And then again, that nesting ability, just by popping those on, creates this lovely slimline feature. me just pop that on. Do you know, oh Becky,
What?
we've still got demo of the show, sorry, demo of the show to do.
Uh-huh,
demo
we
of
do.
the day to do.
Yeah, we
I've
do.
just been looking at that time. So I'll finish this off and then we'll do the demo of the
Show and then day.
show. Yep, demo of the show. And then we'll do demo of the day. Oh, I have a feeling I might win this one, Becky. I just have a feeling that I might win this one. What do you think, Becky?
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah, I could do. And then popping that on creates that lovely, beautiful slimline feature. I'm having a play with mine, so I've been multi-cutting mine, and I'm going to show you what I mean. So I'm going to bring all these back here. And I have double cut a lot of these because I like to have a little play around with them again. So I've cut a nice big one out into that lovely dark green and going to offset it a little bit to create a little bit of a drop shadow. I've got some of my Knitwick collections as well that I'm going to bring in a moment, but I'll show you what I mean by this. So again, I've taken these dies and I'm creating a little bit of layered texture and a little bit of a drop shadow on each one of them. And if I just pop that onto there and then on my little panel, and I've actually cut myself using some of that beautiful paper as well. Let me put my little one together. There we go. I'm going to line those up. So I'm just going to do this first, Becky, and pop those on. And just offset it slightly, so just drop it a tad to one side, and it creates that lovely shadow effect and gives it a little bit of extra dimension. And you can see that straight away with those. I'll do that with all of them.
Okay.
So pop my tape.
Rachel says, you know I'm good at the almost out of time vote counting. Of course you are. Of course you are, Rachel. It's like, I don't know, it's like watching a beautiful mind you in those last few minutes, counting them all.
Bless Rachel. God love her. We're putting it to test on a Saturday evening. But yeah, we always leave it last minute. Sorry, Rachel. We just get engrossed in what we're doing and we completely forget. And plus, time does run away. Ask anybody who works in here. They will all tell you the day flies by. You were saying the same thing before with your tea, weren't you, when you said you were going for some tea and you couldn't believe how fast that 2 hours, not just flew, like 2 hours flew. There we go. So I've got all my 3 panels ready. I've actually cut myself some little strips because I'm going to put some strips of this beautiful paper, which was from that glorious collection of the Knitwit. And I'll just pop that because I'm going to stick that into the centre. And I've literally just taken the measurement from the centre of that one to create that piece that sits there. And then I've done the same with, let me just bring in my panels. I've got myself a piece for this one into that centre. So I'm just going to pop more fingers and thumbs, Becky. All fingers and thumbs. So we'll go in with that one. There we are. And then where's me? I did have another piece, Becky, so just bear with me because
No problem.
I thought for a minute I'd lost it.
Okay.
Because what I am going to do is I'm going to line up, rather than nesting all 3, I'm going to pop this on and then just put the little one in the centre. Again, this is the thing that you can do with this. You can have a play around with them. And that's the beauty of these dies. They are nesting, so they will nest within each other and fit perfectly within each other as well, but you can also have a little play around with them and create your apertures, create your different pieces. That's going to be an independent on its own. This one is going to stick up, so I'm going to bring back in my foam pads. Pop that on. And the nature of these is this lovely on-trend slimline feature to the dies that we have done so well at Crafters Companion with our nesting dies. These are absolutely up there with the rest of them. Beautiful. I'm going to pop my little piece just onto the centre. So let's use my solid tape pen for this, and we'll start to build up our card. So I'm going to put that in, back there. And then I've got another piece now then. Let's start it, yeah, there we go, I knew I'd got it. got my little best wishes. This has come again from that pad from the Knitwit collection. Just going to place that on. So I've got my panels ready, and then I've got my card base, and I've gone with the Slimline because this is a Slimline feature. I've gone with my Slimline feature of the card base, which actually just basically is 4 by 9, and I've scored it in half. Well, I say scored in it at half. I've scored it at 2 and 4 inches to create this fold back. I'm going to use that one as the drop part to, and again you can see I've been frugal with my cardstock because I wanted to cut out some panels using this gorgeous 12 by 12 pearlescent card. Let's pop that into the backdrop. I'm going to pop that into the centre of there. That's Debbie, switch your glues round. There we go. Pop that into the centre. Place my piece onto the front part. Like so. And then I'm going to attach that to the front panel, like so, but I'm just going to add, I did have a ribbon, where have you gone? There you are, little devil. So I'm going to go in underneath that part. Oops, don't, there you go. Oh, stay, put your tape. I've left my tape on, I'm thinking, why is it not slicking? And pop that across. And then I'm going to stick just half onto the panel, so half of there. So I'm going to turn it around because I know I'm going to have it that way. So I'm just going to turn it around and put my glue or my tape just onto the back part of this, like so. And then it's going to sit, and I'm going to measure it so it's in the centre. And just when you think you've poked out every little piece, I just see the odd one just poking through, and I'm a little bit of a get out because it'll annoy me. You're not staying in there, you're coming out. There we go. And there you are, Becky. A lovely Slimline feature card using our nesting dies.
So pretty. We have got the opportunity for you to seize the moment on that if you so wish. We are going to get our vote going. Debbie's just going to grab together the ones for demo of the show, and then we'll do a vote for demo of the day. So remind us what we've made.
Right, so we'll go back to the beginning where we started, which was with the Hummingbird. So this is our Hummingbird card with a gift tag, and I used that collection there. So that's number 1. Number 2 was our glorious, beautiful collection of the sunflowers, creating the aperture. So that's number 2. Number 3 is our secret garden. And number 4 is our Slimline nesting dies.
Love.
So you decide 4, 3, 2, or 1.
So get voting on socials. We'll give you a couple of minutes, and whilst we do, let me just remind you of the dies that you're getting in here. Slimline dies, 15 in total. What do you think of these ones? Absolutely lush. We've got all of these different designs for you. 5 different sets here, but they are interchangeable, so you're getting absolutely loads and lots of you know, options, let's say. $59.96 for you on that one today. Now, we haven't shown you this yet today. I mean, we've given you a bit of a sneaky idea and a sneaky peek before, but you may well have missed this. What did you think of our Christmas gnomes? That was one of our most popular Christmas collections, and I know that you like Christmas. I know that you've been buying it today, the new collection. I know you love your Christmas, but also it's wonderful, isn't it, when we can bring you a Christmas theme and update it for the season, and that is totally what we did with our gnomes. Now, this is our garden gnome collection, and we brought you these lovely gnome characters at Christmas that we stepped it up. So we brought to you your embossing folder design with your stencils to pick out colour. For the person who messaged in before saying you love this style of them, this is a lovely one to add. I'm saving the paper till the end. Let me show you some more of our Stampin' Dies that we've got for you. How sweet is that? And then look, you've got this, and I know what you're thinking, that looks a bit unusual, but it's because you can pick the lovely well, either of them, the bearded or the not so bearded gnome, and pop them on that swing, and they look like they're having a lovely time. And as well as that, I'm bringing to you the Gnome Home collection. So is anyone in your home into maybe fishing, or maybe into their gardening? Maybe they love picnics. You've got loads that you can work with here. And now let's look at the gnome paper, because this is so nice. Oh, it has been cut into, so ignore them. Yours will come whole, I promise. Have a little look at these designs. They are fun. It's like sort of, I don't know, confetti funnels. What do they call them? Confetti cannons. That's what I'm thinking of. You've got little designs and motifs running here that run beautifully through the stamps as well. It is absolutely glorious, including scenes too. So a massive selection within there. If you want to grab them, now is definitely a nice time to do it whilst the sun is still shining. Just £66.99 is viewed today, or $82.85. We've had a winner in demo of the show. Number 4.
Oh, Slimline. Oh, right, okay, yep, no, that's fine. So shall we do the day then, Becky? Have you got the 2 there?
I have indeed.
Lovely. So starting back at the beginning.
Absolutely.
Feels
so
like
let's
a long
go.
time ago.
Let's go for Play Your Crafts Right. This is number 1 that we used the wonderful Hummingbird design with. You've got the double layers and you've got the glitzy background. 2 was from our Craft Along, which was the page for your scrapbook created by Debbie using the likes of the sunflower and the Say It in Style box. And then finally,
Oops. Number 3, our lovely Slimline dies. So 1, 2 or 3, you decide. Away you go. So our poor Rachel doesn't have to spend loads of time doing it. So yeah, 1, 2 or 3, you decide.
absolutely, do seize the moment on those ones. And whilst you are, maybe you fancy a little bit of a country lane. We've got for you here some really wonderful, almost like wildflower designs that are in here. And I would say that if you've got the beautiful range, this would go really nicely with it, because obviously, you know, we're being encouraged, aren't we, to grow wildflowers? Well, we are in the UK anyway. To encourage things like bees, etc. And I've definitely got some wonderful hues in here for you, like this. It is stunning. It really, truly is. I've got kind of poppy hues, purples, pink hues, greens, lavenders, lilacs. There's plenty going on in here. 6x6 pads. I've got vellum as well. So this is 8 inches by 8 inches. These are the different designs that you'll get, but you get them multiple times. Then I've got for you your luxury linen card. These are the types of hues. Give it a shake. These are the hues that you'll be getting. You're getting 5 colours, and you're getting 4 sheets of each of those colours. And then I'll show you this one as well, which is the massive 12 by 12, which is just wonderful. It's lovely, isn't it? Laura's messaging saying, that's my favourite paper. It's so pretty. It is lovely, isn't it? Just so many wonderful colours in it and details in it. And you know, I grew up in the Lake District, and it does kind of remind me of wonderful walks around that area. So again, plenty going on in there for you. If you want to grab it, here's your details on your screen right now. And actually, one thing that I might suggest... Oh, we've had demo of the day through. Already.
Oh, fabulous.
Demo of the day. It's your Craft Along!
Oh, the Craft Along. Lovely, thank you very much. It is, honestly, it's just a lovely collection to say it with style. It really, really is. And I enjoyed working with it. And thanks to our lovely crafting community, you were the ones that gave the inspiration when you asked for a scrapbook page. So, yes, thank you very much for all your input there. I have taken on board some of the others. So the Junking Journal, I think that's what it was called. I'm going to have a little look at, because that looked really good. And there were some other lovely things as well. So yes, I will definitely take those on board and maybe see some of those ideas that you gave me in future demos too. So yes, thank you very much. I loved it.
Oh, fab. If you do want to create something that maybe would work nicely with this, may I suggest some things with wings? we've got for you butterflies and birds and so much in this weekend Super Saver. I'll flick through real quick just to give you an idea of some of the treats. This one's not been opened yet, so just to give you an idea, it's the sneak peeks of your papers that you get in. These are the designs. They are 6x6 and they are double-sided. As well as that, I've got in here dies for you, butterfly dies that have these lovely open wings. Dragonfly dies, again, same sort of detail, lovely liftables. And speaking of liftables, what about your embossing folder with the liftable wings? Makes it really easy to pick out individual colours when the wings lift. Then I've got for you our lovebirds. Woo-woo. And these lovely lovebirds are fabulous because you'll see you not only get the outside frame, you get the birds in the centre, which is separate, and then you also get sentiment dies of hello you and lovebirds. So it can be for many different things. I've also got your beautiful emboss and die. I've got a 3D embossing folder in this. Then I've got sending blessings as well as your Sharon Callis butterflies and blooms. Now, just as a brief reminder, this one alone is $16.99. Today, $3.33. I know, incredible, isn't it? So we have had a fabulous day today, and we have got even more fabulousness coming up for the rest of this weekend. Ben and Debbie's in tomorrow. You've got the craft masterclass, isn't it, Debbie?
It is. It's all about our lovely sparkles. So we've got lovely sparkle pens on there as well. It's going to be fabulous. We've got a dimensional die masterclass with some old favourites returning as well. And then we've got Second Chance Sunday where you can grab hold of all the amazing things that we've had over the last couple of weeks. It's going to be a good one, and I'm reunited with the gorgeous Ben Mosby. I can't wait to see him. But thank you for today, Becky. It's been lovely. I've really enjoyed it.
As always, thank you. We will see you tomorrow. I will see you next Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Carry on being fabulous and keep crafting.